Hello again, students. So here we have, this is the same outline that I had here. Okay, so it's the same outline. I just put it on this document so you can see how I'm going to use the ideas here for my summary. So also, and I should have opened this before, let me do this quick. I'm going to use the document from our D2L, the paraphrasing and summarizing guidelines. So, okay, so this is our D2L page, summarizing and paraphrasing. Click on this link and it opens this PDF. These are all for paraphrasing. And this one down here is for summarizing. So I'm actually going to copy this. And then I'm going to paste it on my document right here. And walk you through my summary for this reading. So in her article, well, we know the article's written by a man, I believe. So Dr. Francis Moore. Could be a man or a woman. So it doesn't say. Huh, interesting. Doesn't say. Francis can be a man's name or a woman's name. So let's keep her as a woman. So in her article, oh dear, the name of the article is Matters of Life and Death. In her article, Matters of Life and Death. So remember, I'm keeping the capital letters the same as the article. X, what's the author's name? Moore. So we can say Dr. Moore, but we can also just use their last name. We don't even need to say doctor. So let's not treat them extra special. Let's say Moore argues that main idea of the article. So I'm going to take the topic and I'm just going to copy it and paste it here. Argues that, oops, copy too much. Argues how difficult it is to decide when a patient should be allowed to die. And I don't like argues. I'm going to say discusses. Because it's not really, she's not arguing. And look, discusses that how? No, discusses how. And I'm going to put this in red, highlight red, and I'm going to highlight red. Okay? She asserts that. So she's not asserting here. What is she doing? She's giving two examples. So let's say that's what she does. She gives. What's a better verb than gives? She provides, and we'll spell it correctly, of course, two examples. What was my main idea? What did I say back there? Here, the PDF. So let's use this. Let's use the language we've already used. He, look at me, saying that a doctor is always a he. Let's say she. She gives two examples to show how difficult it is. Let's use the language that we've already used. She provides, instead of first major supporting detail, we'll say what she does in her writing. She gives two complicated examples to show how difficult it is. What it is it? Let's not use this pronoun. Let's say this decision. And what kind of decision? Let's say life and death decision to make it sound very serious. Life and death decision is. Period. Now, choose another appropriate paraphrase template to further express the author's main idea. So basically that's saying, what does the author do next? So in the first example, comma, Moore shares an experience about a woman who wants to die, but about a woman and her family. No, let's just stick to the woman to keep it simple. Who wants to die, or let's make this complicated. A woman who wants to die because she is in a very bad condition and her family agrees. But Moore disagreed, and the woman, what? The woman recovers. So I didn't want to have all of this here. So I shortened it a little bit, I feel. So I'm going to say, but I use this. And so I'm going to put this in blue. Blue. I'll put this up here. And I'll delete this. Add another optional template to further support the author's main idea. So that's the next example. So in the second example, comma, Moore shares a similar experience, but this time she makes a mistake and discusses her decision with students and another instructor, period. So I try here again, I'm trying to rethink this into one sentence. Do you think I do an okay job? You can decide. You can tell me if I don't do a good job or if I do. But I'm trying to use the language that I have there and keep it even briefer. So I don't know if I'm counting words here. My transitions are making it a little bit long actually. And let's delete this part. Finally, here, use a final template to give the author's conclusion. So X concludes that. Let's use the first one. Let's not be fancy. Who's X? Moore. Let's join this. Moore concludes that that doctors need to be confident when making this life and death decision. And she urges, or she suggests, I think urges, she urges not to discuss the decision. And so finally, let's leave that. No, let's color it too. Pink. So now you see where I'm just really trying to use as much of the language that I've already uh, created as possible. So really the goal is you first do a very good, take your time and make a strong um, annotation. From your annotation, then you make write a main point if you need to. No, no, that's not correct. From your annotation, do a good outline. Have a strong outline using your annotation. From the outline, then you can make much more easily, you can make a very good main idea sentence or sentences. And also you can come and from your outline, you can make a very good summary without ever going back to the reading. So if you take your time making a good outline, it can be very helpful to talk and share about the reading, and you don't have to worry that you're plagiarizing, that you're copying, and in which case you would be you get in trouble, of course, right? Copying is no good. Okay, that's the end of the summarizing video. Next, I'll get into more in-depth reading, looking at true and false and some other short answer questions from the textbook. See you there.